many more videos fail than succeed. So I started watching creators that were successful. I never want to sound like a salesman, but I want to grab their attention. I promote products that are good products. I'm never going to lie to my followers. If there's any advice that I could give anyone, don't accept all of the samples. I try not to focus on numbers.
What things do you look for when you analyze your own videos?
Body language, light. I try to look at it. What did I do wrong? Learn and grow from that.
What is your estimated lifetime GMV for TikTok Shop?
It's around 600K.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to TikTok Shop Affiliate Academy, a podcast that uncovers the story and strategy from the top 1% of TikTok Shop affiliates. Don't forget to join our free community at affiliateacademyhq.com. We have a very special guest today. Hi, Heather. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I am doing well. And then pre-call, you're telling me that you are in Ohio, correct?
Yes, I'm in Southern Ohio.
And then you are, you have two boys, you have two sons, and they're kind of like, you're experiencing a little bit of empty nest syndrome, where they've kind of gone through their own chapters in their own life, and you're kind of using TikTok as a kind of outlet for that, which is, I thought, was really cool. So yeah, as we always like to start with the show, like, what's some background, like what were you doing before TikTok Shop? What was Heather like before TikTok?
So I was working as a nurse in addiction and mental health, and going through empty nest syndrome and feeling very drained, very empty.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I was searching for more. I needed something to bring me joy, spark that joy again, and give me purpose. And although my job was very important, that what I was doing, I had been there 9 years, and I was ready for a change and ready to not punch a clock for someone else anymore.
And then tell me about like your first TikTok videos. So you're feeling that kind of emptiness, that conflict of kind of needing an outlet. Like, how did TikTok come about? Like, what made you want to start recording your journey?
So I was lonely. I started, just making regular videos. And Plant Talk is a huge community on TikTok. And we would have like group lives where everybody would get on there. We'd repot plants together. And I learned so much from the community. And it just made me want to keep going. And I had seen so many people that were successful with doing TikTok Shop. And I thought, I'm the only thing stopping myself. I can do this. If they can do it, I can do it. And buckled down.
So you had your day job that wasn't as fulfilling as you kind of imagined or wanted it to be. You looked kind of elsewhere, and TikTok was one of those avenues, right? You saw community, I think, was pretty awesome, right? You have fellow plant TikTokers talking, doing lives and figuring all that out. And then one day you saw TikTok Shop and an affiliate talking about it, or maybe some videos about it, and you're like, wait a minute, I can do this, right? And you started to make those videos, right? And then talk me through those first videos. How were your first TikTok Shop videos? Did the first one, were they really successful to get go? Was there like a learning curve? And then how'd you get around that learning curve?
There was definitely a learning curve.
Okay.
Because I didn't really take TikTok Shop seriously until October of 2024.
Okay.
Like, I piddled back and forth like with different things, and was enticed by free samples, but I didn't really take it serious. So I started watching creators that were successful.
Yeah.
And I started watching creators that were in every niche, not just mine.
Okay.
Things that were working. I would go to top videos and, watch what was working, like what those top videos were. And I would study videos and creators, and not just one or two, like broad spectrum. I would hit them all and really take tips and try to gather a little from each person and incorporate that in my video, all while being true to myself.
Right.
Know?
Yeah. So, would you say, you said there's a little bit of work that needed to be done, a little bit of learning and improvement that needed to be on your side before you saw success, right? Would you say a big part of that is learning, like you said, finding other affiliates that spoke to you that you can kind of glean information and style from? And then I assume yes, because that's what you just described, but like, what pieces from those affiliates really spoke to you that you brought into your videos? Was it style or hooks? Like, what are the things that you took away from those successful affiliates that are like, wait a minute, I can do that. And yes, this is working for me.
Hooks. I mean, hooks was definitely, I never want to sound like a salesman. I
Yeah.
always want to be genuine, and I never want to sound like I'm trying to trick somebody into buying something.
Yeah.
But I want
For
to
sure.
grab their attention.
Yeah.
So the first 3 seconds is the most important, in my opinion. And I think everybody says that. You
Yeah.
have to grab attention. And if you're not doing that, I like backhanded hooks myself.
Yeah.
If you're not
Give me,
doing
give me an
that,
example. Give me an example.
you hit me on the spot.
Or a previous video
Um,
that worked for you.
what is it?
Like a hook from a previous kind of winning video that
I
worked
can't
for you.
even think that I've done so many videos. I can't even think off the top of my head.
Okay. If you do think of
Um,
it, let us know.
I will. I'll
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. So
Um,
so hooks are very kind of important to you, and that's what you took out from, these affiliates that you're following.
Well, and now I'm trying to, I want to, I do hooks sometimes,
Okay.
but I'm changing up my style a little bit.
Good.
Um, I don't want it to sound, I want to come off as genuine. And
Yeah.
because I am genuine and I'm never going to show a product that I don't believe in.
Yeah. That's
I'm
great.
not going to promote something or lie about a product.
Yes.
I'm always going to be honest about that product or not promote it at all. So,
Definitely, definitely. Okay. So is there anything else, aside from hooks that you took away from that kind of deep dive into successful affiliates and kind of how anything else that worked for you during that time?
I've done all the courses. Like
Okay.
I've signed up for hooks to sales. If there was a course,
Yeah.
I bought into it. And honestly, if there's any advice that I could give anyone, don't do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Why?
Not saying that it doesn't work, but you can
Okay.
go in and see. You can go if you just put in the work
Yeah.
and you go in and watch what other people are doing. Take notes. You
Yeah.
can learn. Well, I'm not saying don't do it
Yeah. But there's other ways of doing it besides if you don't
without
feel
spending
okay.
that extra money, because I feel like when you're first getting into it and you're transitioning to TikTok shop, it can get expensive in the
Right.
beginning.
Cool. So let's dive into that first win a little bit more. It could be your first sale or your first viral hit, but like take me to a point where you made a video and then you looked at your app and you're like, holy crap, this is something really cool and I want to do more of it. But tell me that first win that kind of comes to mind when you think of.
It was prop drops.
Okay. And that's a supplement for plants,
It's
is
a
that correct?
root growth accelerator. Yeah, it's
Okay.
for propagating plants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Um,
Was
I
it a
did a
video?
video, and in the beginning, I said I can't stop. Something like I can't. Something like this is a problem. It was a
Yeah.
backhanded hook. So
Yeah.
like this is a problem. I can't stop propagating
Okay.
plants. Something along those lines, because it's true. I have plant propagations all over my house. Um, yeah, and it kind of took off.
Yeah, I can I
Um,
can I can I can relate a little bit here. So like in my house, strangely enough, and new to me, but like I was never a plant person, but um recently I've been in charge of kind of taking care of the plants inside the house, and so I know like how hard or slash relatively easy now, because if you put yourself if you put a system to it and kind of think about it a little bit more, um they will thrive, right? And so I know about what was it?
Prop drops.
Propagating. Yeah, propagating and,
Oh,
and kind of taking care of them, and but yeah, I could totally like I have a plant that propagated a ton, and then now it's not propagating anymore. And I think it's just because I haven't taken it, like the soil probably needs to be changed or moved or something like that. And so, yeah, I could totally kind of hear that if you're struggling to, grow your plants, you kind of want as much help as possible, right? And so by that hook, you're calling out, what people are looking for.
And I don't
Okay.
even think I knew that it was that type of hook at that
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
Like it just kind of
Came to
happened.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I
Okay.
saw that that worked and I was like,
Yeah. So what did that video do performance wise? Like how many views or sales?
I'm going to tell you this. I try not to focus on numbers like that.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I'm going
great.
to tell you why. Because in the beginning, I became a little obsessive, like I think all of the TikTok shop creators do.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a lot of time and energy away from what I was creating.
Right.
Um, I think I stopped looking when it got, I think it was at 300,000 views because I
Okay.
was constantly going back in and going back in and going back in. And like, pinch me, is this real?
Yeah.
Um, I stopped really looking at numbers like on a deep level a long time ago.
Yeah. You kind of just
Because
made the video and
put it
you
out
look.
there and I check it like, and I'll check in my commissions, but I hear a lot of people talking about like the way they run their numbers and I
Yeah,
don't I don't have time for that.
on your system.
So yeah, to
So talk
me
to me
that
like,
is stressful
yeah, it
and I
ties.
try to protect my peace. That's why I'm doing TikTok shop.
Yeah.
So
No, that's the origination of TikTok. TikTok Shop for you is to protect your peace, have an outlet for kind of whatever
yeah.
you need, right? So tell me a little bit about your system. Like, what does that look like? Do you aim for a number of videos per day? Do you number of products per day? Or, I know you're very, um, you only make videos of products that speak to you that you use, but tell me a little bit more about your system. What does your output look like for TikTok Shop?
It depends.
Mhm.
I give what I can that
Okay.
day.
Got it.
Sometimes it's 10 videos, sometimes it's 15, sometimes it's 2 like yesterday.
Okay.
Um, I like to do 5 to 10
Okay. That's your
per
goal
day.
or goal
Yes. Yes,
commit.
but when life gets heavy and I need a break, I also take a break.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, 5 to 10 is on the, kinda like average to higher side of things. I think 5 to 7 is really like average, maybe 5. And then once you get to like the double digit range, it gets to like you're doing a lot, right? And I know that could kinda take its toll on everybody, but yeah, it's a pretty healthy amount. Okay,
Yeah.
so you do about, 5 to 10, 15 videos a day maybe. Um, so you had that viral video and it did pretty well, right? Inevitably after that, and I know you detach yourself from the numbers a little bit, but like there's times where things didn't go so well, right? Like you posted a video, it didn't get any views. You posted videos for a week, it didn't get any views. Take me to those moments. I assume that's correct, right?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah. I've
Take me
had
to those.
many. I've had many more videos fail
Oh, for sure.
than succeed.
Yeah. Take me to those moments. Like how do you keep on making the videos? What keeps pushing you or what's your drive to make that next one?
I'm a solution-based person.
Okay.
So, I try to look at it. What did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And
Great.
try to figure out like where the breakdown was and learn and grow from that.
Yeah. What are some breakdowns?
Sometimes,
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Well, what are some like examples of breakdowns, like when you're reanalyzing yourself? Like what that come to mind? Like when you're looking at analyzing your own video, that can be tricky. Not everyone knows how to do that. But what things do you look for when you analyze your own videos?
Body language,
Okay.
the way I present in the video,
Yeah.
um, lighting. I look at, you know, if I'm changing my camera because I know a lot of people can sit like this
Yeah.
and sell. That really doesn't work for me.
Okay.
So I've tried to transition to that, but I feel like that's a real influencer. Like you have a following because you are someone big.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I just really break down like what didn't work in the video. I critique myself
Yeah. And one
and
thing I
try
like
not
that
to.
you said is body language. I don't think this is said enough, but analyzing your body language, like is this
Mhm,
someone that's excited about a product? They're like, I guess shoulders like low or hunched
mhm.
over or something. Like I never really thought about that when looking at videos. Like what's their body language? Is there movement? Is it excitement, etc.? So yeah, I think that's great. Taking a look at the video. I don't think I've ever thought this or anyone's never mentioned, but looking at a video as, you know, in the lens of body language. What is your body talking? What is it? What is it
Well, yeah,
protruding?
because that's what you're putting out. And if you're
Exactly. Exactly.
comfortable or you are, if you're not genuine, I can pick that up through a screen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
And
great.
it's important to me to support people that are genuine and are excited and believe in a product.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you
Yeah. I think,
don't do those three things, then I'm going to scroll. So
yeah.
I want to be the thing that stops my screen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that. I think a lot of conversation and pointing to, you know, hooks and story and bullet points and calls to action, but a lot of unspoken is, you know, the body language and how, you know, the aura is, or, you know, a lot. I've framed it as like it's just something I'm passionate about. Well, you can't really manufacture passion and, you know, without body language, right? I think
Mhm.
that's apparent as well. Cool. Yeah, I love that. You know, at the beginning of the call, you didn't, you know, there's a lot of things you maybe not have been pinpointed that you do, but these are great pieces of information that I know a lot of people are gonna be, you know, excited to
Thank
hear. So
you. Thank
appreciate
you.
it for sharing. So up next is the video review portion where we're gonna take a look at your video, one of your high selling videos, and kind of dissect it, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, maybe how you can get better. But I am going to share my screen, and this is, I think it's this one. Yep. Okay. I'm sharing my screen, and I'm going to press play, and then we will be on our way.
Regret not picking up these zinnia seeds while they're still in stock. They sell out every time someone posts about them because there's 7,300 zinnia seeds in this pack. There are enough seeds in here to cover an entire basketball court. USA sourced, heirloom varieties, and there's no filler in this package. It's nothing but seeds. This many seeds would cost you well over $100. There's a digital grow guide on the back. These flowers will bloom early summer all the way through fall. Don't procrastinate. Pick these up today while they're still in stock.
Very cool. All right. So, you know, for the people listening in only on podcasts, that was kind of you just a lot of it was the packaging, right? And just kind of highlighting the packaging and talking through the benefits, etc. But I always like to ask, like, what did you like about that video? What did you enjoy, and why do you think it did so well?
I think it flowed really well.
Yeah.
And I created an urgency
Yep. The call.
from the beginning. Within the first 3 to 5 seconds, I created that urgency in the beginning. I kept it short, but I gave enough benefits of the product that it would pull somebody in. And they're flowers that I grow
Mm-hmm.
every year, and they're so good for your garden. So I believe in that product. And that isn't like my top selling
Mm-hmm.
video, but to me, I like it more than my other
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah. What do you like about it more than the other ones?
What is it?
What do you like about that video more than your other videos?
I just felt like I was very sure of myself and the product, and I think that that confidence sometimes, like, it doesn't come off as arrogant, but it's confident in the product, and that body language once again, like, comes through. And I think that what my words and my body are saying is that this is a product I strongly believe in, that you
Right.
should too.
Right. I love that. Yeah, it definitely comes across like I guess confidence in your voice, right? You could hear it. It's like, hey, I use this. This is great. It's great for all these reasons. Um, and you know, I'm particular about the things I use, and it checks all my boxes. So definitely something you
Mhm.
should.
Yeah.
Cool. I love that. And this is you know, conversation about like you're able to do this time and time again, right? Like I'm looking at your profile and you have multiple videos in the millions of views range, right? And is there anything else that you can like maybe how you mentally prepare for a video? Like are you talking to somebody or how do you kind of make multiple high view videos? Is there something that you kind of try to replicate through each video or a common thread for each video?
I don't have like a formula, but
Mhm.
always I always stay true to who I am.
Yeah.
I promote products that are good products, and sometimes it just hits me.
Okay.
Um, but I think being genuine goes a long way.
Yeah.
You know, I think we see people that have a little bit of success, but then you see that they promote products and I'll get this product and they're lying.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
like I'm never going to lie to my followers or
Yeah.
anybody that comes across my video. I'm not going to put out something that isn't true.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I think the kind of center of our conversation is like authenticity and relaying a message that's true to yourself. And you could really pick that up through what you're saying, how you're saying it, you know, what your body language looks like, all that good stuff. So, you know, as long as you approach each video with that mentality of like, I'm going to share this product with the audience in an authentic way, I think, you know, repeating that time and time again, according to your schedule will kind of
But I
make it.
think reaching out to brands also, like,
Okay.
hey, what would you like to see? Like,
Okay.
what do you, because I sometimes, you know, you have so many videos that you do, collaborating with them and collaborating, you know, having a close relationship will benefit your videos
Yeah.
and your sales as well as their sales, you know. So I always ask for tips from anyone I collaborate with.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So
what are the
for
key
me,
selling points?
yeah, in the, you know, me representing the brands, we give all our affiliates, you know, a brand brief. You know, what are the top talking points of the product? What are the top video ideas, examples of top videos? What are some brand accolades? How many reviews does it have? What's the, you know, any celebrity endorsements or kind of has it been seen in X, Y, and Z? So we make sure to equip our affiliates with kind of the knowledge that they might need if they, you know, call upon it, right? And so I think that's super important as well, being more educated about the product. So
Yeah.
cool. Okay, so we are approaching the last third part of the interview, where it's like a rapid fire round. Just answer the questions to your best of your ability. What is your estimated lifetime GMV on TikTok Shop?
It's around 600K.
All right, love it. Okay, so I always like to ask these questions. Have you been able to buy anything cool with it? Vacations, pay off debt, I imagine, or
Paid off
kind of
debt.
nice. Yeah.
I've paid off debt and yeah, we're going on vacation. I don't
Yeah, I
live
was gonna
paycheck to
say
paycheck anymore.
with your
Um,
empty nest syndrome, it might be a great thing to kind of get your boys back home or back on vacation with you as a reason. Like, hey, we want to go somewhere cool. Like, let's go.
yeah. I'm taking all of my niece and my nephews
Right.
to Florida this summer. And
Nice. Beautiful.
yeah,
Cool.
it's such a blessing.
Yeah.
It's changed my life.
I love it. I love it. Okay. What is one piece of advice that you wish you had when you were first starting?
Don't accept all of the samples.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I guess they don't get them now like they did when I was.
Not as much. But yeah, you
No,
definitely.
don't second guess yourself. Be true to who you are
Yeah.
and don't let anyone take advantage of you. Know your
Okay.
worth. That's a lot of advice.
Yeah. Let's a little bit, we'll touch on it one by one, but for me, I call it the honeymoon phase of TikTok Shop, where you're an affiliate, you got some sales, now you have all these brands reaching out to you, and it's essentially you in the middle of a candy store, in the middle of Target, like getting all these items for free. So that's hard to kind of put away, but once you get past that honeymoon phase and you get quote unquote more serious about your video making, etc., you kind of are on a better track for making those higher quality videos that we're talking about, right? And so, yeah, I call it the honeymoon phase. You kind of have to get over it and get to the real business of, you know, making those, you know, high quality videos.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned I'd like to dive on this a little bit, but like brands taking advantage of affiliates, or what do you mean by kind of don't get taken advantage of?
Well, it kind of goes into know your worth. Like people will try to get you to do videos for a low percentage.
Okay. Right. So you
You
don't
have
need.
to advocate for yourself. You have to know your worth and advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Negotiate your own deals before you get to a point that you have like an agent or, you know, you're working with a company. Negotiate your brand deals. I've
Yeah.
always done that.
Doesn't hurt to ask, for sure.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. I double that sentiment. So being a, you know, TikTok Shop so new and you being relatively new in the space as well, but like what is one place that you can improve on as a TikTok shop affiliate? What's one area where you're like, oh man, I wish I would do that better. I see this affiliate doing something. I wish I would do it like that or better. Anything?
Yeah, I see a lot of, I need consistency.
Okay.
I would love to batch create,
Okay.
and I need to narrow down the brands that I work with,
Okay. Let's get like,
because I struggle with the honeymoon phase, even
yeah.
though, I mean, I'm not even really a year in,
Yeah.
but I I'll get down to where I only have a few samples, and then I get all of these really great opportunities, and I'm like, I want that, and I don't
Yeah.
want to pay for it.
Yeah.
I have no impulse control,
Yeah.
and then I get overwhelmed.
It's
So,
very, the first part of the whole process is like knowing that you don't have one. So now you can operate on like, wait, okay, well, I don't have like this. Is this gonna cut the, you know, make the cut, you know? But cool. So it sounds like kind of creating a system for yourself. So I like, how do you balance creating a system for yourself versus, or like, maybe like number of videos per day versus like listening to yourself and what I need to take a break today. Like, how do you balance like number of videos per day versus like, I need to take time? Are you very attuned to your inner
oh yeah,
self? Okay.
absolutely.
How do you go about doing that? Like, do you ask
Um,
yourself every day or?
I mean, I know my body, and I know where I'm at mentally. And if I'm at my point where like I just don't have any more to give that
Mm-hmm.
day, if the outside world feels heavy and I
Mm-hmm.
need a break, I listen to what my body is telling me, and I
Yeah.
take that break. I give myself grace,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to get caught up in this machine and just keep giving and giving, and you're pouring into everyone else's cup,
Mm-hmm.
but you've got to pour back into your cup.
Yeah.
You've got to surround yourself with people that will pour into your cup,
Yeah.
because you can't run on empty.
Yeah. You got to fill your cup first before you can give to others, and make sure your cup is like protected, if you will.
Hmm.
Yeah, I use that cup analogy all the time. Me and my wife use it all the time. Very cool. Let's see. We're approaching the last part, but the last question here is, what are some future plans? Like, what does the rest of 2025 have in store for you? Any kind of, I know you're going on vacation with some family, any ideas of where you want to go, maybe more products or, different types of videos, but what does the rest of the year have in store for you?
I want to build my YouTube channel.
Okay, beautiful.
And I'm currently building my Facebook platform. I've only focused on TikTok Shop, and TikTok Shop is my heart.
Yep.
TikTok is my heart. But I want to open up other avenues, and I also want to create more content based on my niche that aren't shop related, because
Yeah.
that's how I built my following,
Right.
is through plants and gardening.
Yeah.
And I want to get back to some of that, and
Yeah.
it not being just the grind, like, and I shouldn't say it like it's a negative thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I want it to be 50-50
Yeah.
eventually.
More balance, I think it's also good. Like, you saw the opportunity with TikTok Shop and you doubled down on it and you saw where that could go. And now you kind of have that under your belt. Now you're like trying to find, I guess, the joy when you first started, like, or that same joy when you started a long time ago, of, making content in the plant world. And that's what filled your bucket at that point. So you want to get back to that and kind of level up that a little bit. So totally fair. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I know that YouTube has YouTube shops, and I talk about that all the time. And then Facebook has Facebook shops. So essentially, you're also maybe preparing for a little bit of, that expansion to those other channels as well by doing what gives you joy to begin with, right? So I think that's a, fail-safe plan to go by. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay, yeah. Well, that concludes it for today's episode. Thank you so much, Heather, for your time today. I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of insights and wins and kind of helpful tips that you gave. So I appreciate your time, Heather.
Thank you so much.
All right,
I
you got it.
appreciate yours.
Yeah, and then so Heather's social media links, TikTok, YouTube channel, all that will be in the show notes below. And thank you for joining us this week on Affiliate Academy HQ. Thank you, everyone. See ya.